Well, that sure was something. Ladies and gentlemen, on my clock, I have 1:59 and 38 seconds, so I'm going to go ahead and be generous to myself and round up to say it is 2 a.m., meaning it is time for the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so glad to be back after a 2-week hiatus. Not a 2-week hiatus, just a one extra week, but it's been 2 weeks since I've been in the studio, able to speak my words and play my music, and I am just so happy to be back. I had a lot of fun on my time off, but sometimes you just gotta realize what else lies on the other side of working hard and hardly working. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are going to have a very special show. We are going to talk about topics that need to be talked about. We're going to talk about the past of Halloween. We're going to talk about the Ralloween. We're going to be talking about the new James Bond movie Spectre eventually. But before we talk about all of that, we are going to talk about some local news, ladies and gentlemen. Local news. The big thing locally is that just yesterday, or I guess 2 days ago, if you want to be that asshole who counts 2 a.m. as a new day, but just yesterday, Mizzou played a football game, and boy, oh boy, did they get their asses kicked. I apologize, football fans and players, but there is no doubt that the rain was not helping you there. Honestly, I should hire the Mizzou Tigers as a cleaning company because they were a bunch of scrubs. a bunch of scrubs, I say. Oh, but I'm just kidding. I congratulate them on their efforts because I sure as hell don't want to play in the rain. I didn't even want to go in the rain. That's why I didn't go to the game. But as your reward for such hard work, you guys get to stay up until 11 o'clock tomorrow night, and you'll even get $5 extra the next time we go to Chuck E. Cheese. Kudos, Mom and Dad. They're going to really appreciate that. Hopefully they don't eat too much sugar. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort on KCOU 88.1. KCOU, sponsored by Satan, endorsed by the Pope. We're going to get started with some music tonight. First things first, Do My Thing by Shigeto on KCOU 88.1. That was some delicious music, if I say. That was Eventually by Tame Impala. Just a fantastic band, very, very trippy, but in a nice family-friendly way, I must say. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to KCOU 88.1, and this is the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort. I am your host, Cowboy Rivers, and today I am here to talk about pretty much whatever I want, since they gave me free control because nobody locked the door, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's talk about something that's been affecting everybody in the world lately, and that is the sad tragedy that it is the week after Halloween. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, this past week has been pretty miserable for all of us because, unfortunately, we just wanted to remember all the good that Halloween was bringing. I do love Halloween, and man, oh man, I just got to give a shout out really to the Bueller boys down in Rolla for such a fantastic weekend. That's why I actually didn't have this show last week. I was spending my Halloween down at Rolla, getting some Ralloween on, and we had a lot of fun. We played some checkers, played some backgammon, had some pina coladas without the pina or colada. It was just a big old bash. I couldn't enjoy it anymore, honestly. Now, well, something I found actually today, something that might alleviate your loss of Halloween is I went to the store because I had to get myself some Arnold Palmer. I got to get my fix, if you know what I'm saying. And what I found was the aisle that had the Halloween decorations on today, November the 7th, they were selling Halloween decorations for 90% off. I will not say what store it was because that is a big no-no here at KCOU. But man, oh man, I could not believe the deals that were available. They had wigs, they had costumes, they had necklaces, they had so much Halloween decorations, all 90% off. So I decided, hey, I'll let Halloween last a little bit longer, if you know what I'm saying. And I decided to pick up some materials. I grabbed really whatever I thought was worth grabbing, and I found myself a nice little wig, a nice wig that gives me long black hair as well as a white stripe in the middle. I found a pirate kit that came with a little bandana that I'm wearing right now, and I also found a demon kit that came with a pentagram necklace. So tonight in the studio, I came walking over, wearing my black wig, wearing my bandana, wearing my pentagram necklace, and all I can say is that shit did not cost more than $3. Oh, man. I cannot believe it. Man, oh, man. I mean, might as well just start buying Halloween decorations for next year. It's so much cheaper. Now, for those of you who follow me on Snapchat at Cowboy Rivers or whatever the hell it is, you can see what I'm wearing here in the studio. It's nice and beautiful. So, now here's to only 51 more weeks until we get to be all scary again. Also, before we get going, I got to give a shout out to that cute girl working the register at the store that I bought all this Halloween material at, because thank you for not judging me, and thank you for opening that second register. I was tired of waiting in line. Also, I got to give another shout out to a wonderful little girl that I used to know back in high school. Her name is Nikki Matucci. Now, Nikki Matucci is a little lady who's going for a bit of a run tomorrow at the State of Missouri cross-country meet for high schoolers. And I just wanted to wish little Nikki Matucci some luck. Let's just say it's time to woman up and kick some firm, tight ass in there tomorrow, Nikki. You make those boys proud and make those women prouder. Now, before we get back to the music, I also just want to give one more shout out. Shout out to the guy with the Confederate flag hanging off the back of his truck. I must say, that is a very interesting approach to showing your passion for 19th century American history. Now, personally, I just play the Oregon Trail, but I guess we can't all be rational adults that have radio shows on KCOU. Now, I won't waste too much more time until we get back to the music, so let's start with A Beautiful Woman by Dori. It's by someone whose name I can't pronounce. You are listening to KCOU 88.1. All right, that was Land of the Goths by Michael Stasis? I don't know, the name went away on our little prompter here at KCOU. Oh, and speaking of KCOU, you are listening to KCOU 88.1. KCOU, the love child of Bruce Campbell and Ayn Rand, because we mean business, but we're gonna be cool about it. And you are listening to the Cowboy River Hour of Effort here on KCOU tonight, or today if you want to be one of those philosophers. Now, next up on our list of topics to talk about is the new James Bond movie. Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about the new James Bond movie called Spectre. Don't worry about any spoilers or anything. We're just going to talk about it in general, vague terms. So feel free to listen in as much as you like. Anyway, you should be doing that anyway. But this new James Bond movie is the 102nd entry in the J. Bob franchise. It's the sequel to the sleeper hit Skyfall, based off Adele's life, actually. Took a name of one of her more popular songs. You might not have known that fact. But anyway, Craig Daniels returns as Fake Bong for another, let's just say for another spectacular adventure. He returns for another movie, and this time Dave Baum is he has to stop a waltzing contest that Christie has rigged to explode. Along the way, he's bound to find a new love, maybe? I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say it's fun for the whole family. Little kids will have just so much fun with Snoopy and the Peanuts gang and Christoph Waltz shooting babies and whatever. Anyway, even though it does leave a cliffhanger for the next Saving Bonds movie, Checking Bonds, I can't wait to check that one out, if you know what I'm saying. Now, I know we just got back, but I figured I'll give you all a little treat that has to do, actually, with the new Spectre movie. You might have actually heard that the new song, Writings on the Wall by Sam Smith, is the theme song for the new movie. And I figured since I can't tell you anything about it, for now I'll at least show you a little bit of what's so great about the new song that is in the movie. So for the first time ever in KCOU history, we are going to play Writings on the Wall by Sam Smith. We are going to play it right immediately now. Sam Smith, Writings on the Wall. All right, that was 8-6 by Big Crit. Oh yes, that good old 86. Fun fact, that's actually the 86th song ever made, so good job, Big Crit. You're now my 86th favorite artist. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort, only on KCOU. KCOU, the only station in the middle of the Venn diagram of Mamma Mia quality music and Seinfeld quality comedy. Now, the wig that I'm wearing, I got a little bit of hair in my mouth. I'm not going to lie, as much as I love this wig, the fact that it was so cheap clearly shows in the quality of it. Imagine, have you ever had a cat? Imagine if that fur was 1.5 feet long, each strand of it, and also it was made out of plastic, and it was on your head, getting all over your clothes and the studio microphone. But don't worry, I'll clean up. I always wipe, if you know what I'm saying. Now, before we get back to the music, I want to share a little bit of a storyline I encountered not too long ago when I went to the movie theater. Now, as you all know, veteran listeners will be aware that I'm not too much of a fan of going to the movies, but I still try to get out of my comfort zone every now and then because I believe that's a good way to live by, so I go to the movie theater even though I really don't want to. But when I went to the movies recently, I almost cried. It was so moving, and it wasn't because of the movie I saw. I saw Spectre, and you don't cry at a James Bond movie, but I almost cried because of an extra gum commercial. Yes, I almost cried because there was a commercial on for chewing gum. Now, what happens in this commercial that would make me almost cry? Not cry, almost cry. And what happens is that it just focuses on these two young kids, these two high schoolers, and pretty much they fall in love, and they write pictures, they draw pictures all over the gum wrappers of their big life-changing moments, while the song "Falling in Love" plays in the background. It's such a moving commercial, so simple but very effective. And in fact, it was so great that the couple in front of me actually started making out because of the gum commercial. Yes, they started making out because of a commercial about extra gum. And let me just be serious for a second, that the stuff that I talk about on the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort, you should take with just a grain of salt. However, this story that I just told you is not a lie in the least way. It is completely 100% true. I am not lying about this because I would not make up a story about some people who make up after watching a gum commercial. Now, we're going to get back to the music because I think we're doing pretty well. So I had a request earlier, so I'm going to play a song that's just for a friend called Just a Friend. You are listening to KCOU 88.1.
Have you ever met a girl that you tried to date, but a year to make love, she wanted you to wait? Let me tell you.
You just gotta love some good old Brian Eno to finish off another great session. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort, and as much as I love being here, eventually our time does have to come to a close, and I am seeing 3:08 on my clock, so that means I only have enough time for one more song to send you all off on. Now, before I give you that magical song, that magical mystery song, I just want to fill you in on some information. I have had so much fun here tonight. I just cannot get enough of this show. I know I say that a lot, but I swear to God, or whatever you believe in, I swear to you that I am genuine every time I say it. We talked about some pretty crazy stuff tonight. Talked about some past Halloween, great deals, wore some medallions, wore some wigs, wore some bandanas. Listened to that new James Bond song. Just had a great time all around. Now, unfortunately, because of various scheduling issues, I will not be on next week or the week after that. Or the week after that. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, listeners of the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort, you will not be able to hear from me until December 4th, maybe? December 3rd or 4th, one of those days, because I have something busy next week. And then after that, we got some Thanksgiving to be thankful for. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I head off for a month, I just want to leave you with a song that will remind you of a fantastic month, one that will remind you of good feelings and great memories. And that song can only be September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've been great. I've had a great time, and I cannot get enough of you. I will see you all in a month, ladies and gentlemen. This has been KCOU 88.1 and the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort. Good night, folks. Keep it sassy.